Welcome back to Journey to Novelist. This channel is devoted to new writers and those writers new to pursuing the goal of becoming a published author. This particular playlist is following my journey as I try to do the two Camp NaNoWriMo events for 2022. The April event has of course concluded by this time, and we are just getting ready to start the July event starting tomorrow. Yesterday I picked a project and a software to go ahead and use. I had previously picked the project and I think I forgot to tell you about it before yesterday. So the project I'm working on is one called Stalking the Cat, which I originally started in the July 2013 version of Camp NaNoWriMo, and I am reviving that project for the July 2022 Camp NaNoWriMo. This is my mock cover to keep me focused as I'm working. I created this last month, and I was going to be using this software called Storyweaver 3. That was my original plan that I made yesterday, but whenever I look at this software, it is very structured in how it goes about developing a story, and it is for developing a story where you fill in information in stage 1 and then you expand on to stage 2. And I don't think this really works very well for what I have planned for July, because I am starting with a project I had previously started. So I'm not going to use Storyweaver 3. I did, however, have an alternative with this Qual Writer software. That was the other choice that I made yesterday as a backup. I'm going to be using this software instead. Now, one of the reasons I'm even doing this particular update today is that yesterday I noted that I had not been able to find the original manuscript for Stalking the Cat. So I took some more time to look for it, and I found it. I have a Word document that has 20,332 words for this story, and I'm going to start taking this information and moving it into the Qual Writer software, and I've already started to do that. I have the Qual Writer software up here, and I started the project Stalking the Cat, and I've just started putting in the characters that I'm finding as I skim through this particular version of the story. So if I find a name of someone, then like Louisa, I go ahead and add Louisa as a character. So that's what I'm starting with, and I will get through this sometime today or tomorrow, and that's what my first couple of days will be for the July project. Will be transferring a lot of this information over. Now, since there is 20,000 words already written, that means I only have to come up with about 1,000 new words per day for those 31 days of July. I will be setting up my different chapters. I will probably add locations. Now, I do know there was a location that is Azalea's apartment, so I can add that. So I will save that as well. So that's two things that I can easily add that I identified from this writing from 2013. So this is a paranormal type mystery story, and I said the other thing I was going to try to do was to look and see if I had any books that could be useful for this particular project. I wanted to see if I had any in my resources that were related to writing mysteries, crime stories, that sort of thing. So I went and I looked for those. So I turned on my web camera here, and this is one of the books I found in my library here. You can see it in my webcam. It is called Body Trauma. It's from the How Done It series, and it's by David W. Page, MD. And this particular book gives you information about injuries and some of the effects and how they would present, and a lot of information on that type of things, which you're going to have when you're writing any type of a mystery or horror possibly stories where there is weapons used and that sort of thing. So body trauma is one of my references I'm going to use. I also found another book here. This one's called How to Write a Mystery, and this gives just some information on things to consider when you're writing a mystery, such as different dialogue and how plots and characters work and that sort of thing, so it could be a good reference. I also found another book in my list from Writer's Digest that was called How to Write Mysteries. So that's another reference. I have a book here also called Writing the Modern Mystery, and this one could also have some information about developing plots and how to go about handling timelines and things like that. There's some nice little graphics in there. So I'm going to probably skim through that one as well. And the last one I found in my library of books, and I have collected these books over many years. Some of these are from the 80s, some of them are from the 90s. I found this one called Amateur Detectives. And this is all about your amateur detectives, the type of careers they sometimes have, and what's pretty common in an amateur detective type story. So those are the reference books I have available for me to use during this July writing. And of course, there's all the resources that you can find online, such as the blog I previously mentioned. There's a lot of different beat sheets and that sort of thing. So I have some good references, and I'm looking forward to getting started in July, which is only a few hours away by now. It is currently 7 o'clock my time, so I can get writing pretty quickly here. Of course, like I said, the first couple of days will just be taking what I've previously written, getting a handle on that, and getting ready to move forward. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you join me to see how I do on this particular adventure, and we'll see how this software Qual Writer works over the month of July. Come back later in the month to see how I'm doing. Good luck with your own writing.